Welcome in all to the Society of Ordinary Gentlemen. So today we're just making a quick video. The Nashville Predators are actually playing the Arizona Coyotes right now, trying to keep a point streak alive. I had a fantastically long day at work and I'm enjoying some Founders All Day IPA. And that one's empty. So perhaps another one is in order. But that's not what this video is about. We got a couple little gadgets in today that I wanted to make a quick little video on. Nothing crazy. We're not doing unboxings and setups and everything. I kind of just wanted to talk about it and what all we've got going on and some of the projects we're leading into. So, as you know, or you may not know, I recently made the move into a new house. And with that came a whole bunch of new systems. I like to play part-time scientist on the weekend, and I really like doing data for some reason. I don't know why, but I do. And I've come up with a revamp on all of our tracking systems. We have started to put together the overall tracking for our humidor and our pipe tobacco shelves, as well as a few other things that we've got in the works. Right now, we're working on tasting note templates for all of the above to include beers and whiskeys and other spirits and wines as well. So we can track all of our tasting notes on those, as well as what we have in the cellar and stores, what's in the fridge, what's in the humidor, all of that good stuff. So we can track all of the things that we have, what we think about them, rank them accurately, and provide quality tasting notes. But like I said, when I was talking about brewing, I really like tracking my data points on everything. And it got me thinking, especially now that I've gotten into cigars where relative humidity is so important, that I might need some tools to do that. So we've got a couple things here. We've got one of these digital display hygrometers. It does, of course, relative humidity points by percentage. And it came as part of another project, and we'll get to setting that up in a video at some point. But for all of my research on the internet, these things, not noted for being terribly accurate instrumentation. Obviously, people have some sort of issues with them. I'm assuming they're off by, in some cases, some pretty wide margins from what I've seen. So I also picked up while I was doing that one of these. It's a Govee digital hydrometer, and it does temperature as well. And this one hooks up via Bluetooth and over Wi-Fi. It constantly meters and then reports back to my phone via an app, and it actually plots that data out over time for you, so you can see your temperature variations and relative humidity variations over hours, days, weeks, months, or even years. It will plot that for you. So obviously, me being data obsessed, I'm really interested in this Govee product. I'm sure it's not the only one on the market. I think there's tons of these things around. Whether this is a particularly quality one, I'm not sure. I've yet to test it, but I did take it out of the box. It was fairly easy to set up. You just kind of scan their QR code, get the app, click a few keys, and it just all started working, which is nice because usually they're a lot more fiddly than that, at least in my experience with all of this smart home connected stuff. But all of this new instrumentation is useless if it is not properly calibrated, and we don't know what type of variance it's holding, what we can expect out of the accuracy of the data. So I also picked up, while we were ordering, one of these. This is a one-step calibration kit from Boba. I'm sure everybody who's watching this video is familiar with the company Bova. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I've heard it said a bunch of different ways. But as far as humidity, and it does cool two-way stuff, and they're kind of like the industry leader in that. So I very much trust them that this is accurate. I'm sure there's allowed some degree of variance in it. I'd have to like pull up the statistical information on it and go, oh, this is what it allows as a variance. But at any rate, uh, pretty simple to use per the instructions. You open it up, you put the stuff in there, and you seal it, and they'll guarantee within their variance that it is 75% relative humidity inside of this bag, so we can do all of our calibration. So I'm really interested with the bad reputation these have and the push to do these digital solutions that you see from a lot of channels. uh, just how accurate this is out of the box versus how accurate one of these are out of the box, and what the variance between the two happens to be. Granted, it doesn't really mean much for you who's watching if you have two completely different meters and a different calibration kit. You live in a different part of the world with different climates and everything. All of the variables being what they are, this will be a sample size of one, but I thought it'd be nifty to try to figure it out. Something to do with my time, I guess. But that's about it. We've got these, like I said, this little guy here, this is part of a bigger project that we've got going on. So stay tuned for that. Tuned for that. We've got to do a bunch of setup for that, and like it's all got to be set up and tuned and magicified to make it work properly. So hopefully that video will be coming out later on this week, or possibly the beginning of next week. And until then, I think intermission is almost over on this game. I'm gonna have just enough time to walk into the other room, procure myself another one of these wonderful Founders IPAs, and finish watching up this hockey game before I go to sleep. So until next time, everybody, I'm Danny with the Society of Ordinary Gentlemen, wishing you well, and we'll see you then.